Hi, I'm Mike, Director of Customer Partnerships for the HVAC division here at Parkstown. Today, I'm going to teach you how to replace the pulley on your Trane HVAC unit.
All right, let's get this panel off. Yep. They have two bolts here at the mount, the motor mounts on, okay? But in order to get this belt off, you have to loosen these two so that you can slide this motor and give yourself some play. That's what I'm gonna do here. Doesn't need to be all the way loose. And obviously, if you had a wrench, ratchet wrench, then go a lot smoother and easier. All right, now that we've loosened our mount, we're gonna wanna give ourselves a little bit of play and roll our belt off. All right, now we got our belt removed, we can start working on our pulleys. You're gonna need Phillips, or an Allen key to get in here. We're gonna start with the lower pulley. Now this is brand new, so this thing's gonna slide right off for me. But if you're in the field, chances are you're not gonna be that lucky, and you will need a lead jaw puller. Okay, goes in there. All three jaws will be pushed onto this, and then we just push it, and it will slide right off. Now there's a couple of things you got to worry about here. This little keyway, okay? That's where the set screw is going to bite into, okay? This keyway, key slot have to line up. Sometimes they fight you, okay? And the little burr on the set screw where it bites in will sometimes fight you. You want to get that in there. Doesn't need to be in the same spot where it bit into, as long as it bites into the keyway, okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the motor pulley. And as you can see, there's already a center point, because motor pulley is going to be harder to take off than the blower pulley. And this one has two. One opens the pulley, one holds the pulley to the shaft. By opening this pulley, you can increase or decrease the RPMs that this motor is giving off. So not all of these units are going to be put into the same situation, and you may need to adjust your airflow. This is how you do so. We'll get to how to test airflow when we do our static pressure test. But when we put these back on, it's the same thing. As you can see, got a little notch there. You just want to make sure here's a good way of doing it as well. And it also helps if you put it on the right way. Brilliant. Pulleys are replaced. Now, you take a straight edge, make sure everything is lining up, and then replace your belt. All right, now we're gonna reinstall the belt. And we're gonna have to make sure we pull our motor mount to the right position. Don't wanna tighten that down too much, but I want it to stay in that spot as best I can. While I get the new belt on. Start with the small pulley first, and then you're gonna walk that belt on. See how the housing moved? We wanna make sure that we're not bending any of these parts. And now, we wanna make sure we have about a 1/2 inch play. Nice and snug. One thing that you should also look for is deflection to make sure that these two pulleys are lined up. If there's a little bit of deflection, it's going to have this belt die sooner.